Long term, for us to innovate, to come to your book, how do we repair an education system that can educate and prepare the next generation of leaders and job creators and innovators in the country?
Slowly, and that is the approach. The goal that I have there is to offer an alternative to sort of what we're talking about, because we've been taught for so long a school of thought on economics and personal liberty and the importance of the individual versus everybody coming together and managing. I want people to be able to homeschool their children. Not everybody. This is designed to pick out the leaders who want to, and maybe 20% might be interested in doing this. But they would at least see these would be leaders who then would be talking about running for Congress and understand why the Federal Reserve is a problem. Today, we have been conditioned in all our schools that it's good to have a very robust foreign policy to be involved in all these countries. We've been taught that the Federal Reserve is sacred, except for the last 5 years people are questioning the Federal Reserve. We have been taught that deficits are good and spending is good and borrowing is no problem. But we have to reverse that, and we have to.
What's the correlation between homeschooling and getting a better understanding of the Fed? I mean, that's
the whole thing is
for me.
My whole curriculum and everything I talk about is based on the freedom philosophy, which is what I've been talking about for 30 years. But so the education would be quite different. It would be something where young people would learn at their own pace. They would pick, and they would do it over the internet. It wouldn't cost as much, but they're going to be taught different economics. They would have a different perspective on history. For instance, every one of us has been taught that one of our greatest presidents was Woodrow Wilson. But if you're liberal or conservative, if you look at Woodrow Wilson, he violently abused our civil liberties. He was the one that told us that we had to march around the world. He was the one that changed our foreign policy. And I'd like to show that some of our presidents, the only great presidents, have been the warmongers. And maybe the people who argued for negotiations might be a better president. So it'll be a different approach, but it'll be upfront. It'll be the freedom philosophy. It'll be based on individual freedom and not a collectivist approach that the federal government runs everything down.